Good morning, children. Let's begin the class. We'll have a just quick revision of what we have learned. We were dealing with linear equations in one variable. Okay? So, we were discussing about how to frame the linear equations when the word problems, word expressions are given. And we learned certain word expressions like when it is given more than or exceeding, it should be replaced by the mathematical symbol addition. When it is less than or subtract, that should be replaced by the mathematical symbol minus. Of should be replaced by multiplication. If it is twice, multiply by 2, thrice, multiply by 3, half of means multiply by half, etc. So, today we are going to learn some more word expressions. How do we translate it into algebraic expressions? So, let me take an example of the word expression. If I say that the integers, consecutive integers, what is the meaning of consecutive integers? Okay, consecutive integers. So, what is the meaning of consecutive? Consecutive means continuous numbers. If I say start with a 10, then you can say the next number is 11, 12, 13, etc. It goes on like that. That's the meaning of consecutive integers, okay? Especially positive integers. If I say consecutive odd numbers, consecutive odd numbers. So if I start with the number 7, the consecutive odd numbers will be 9, then 11, etc. Similarly, consecutive even numbers. Consecutive even numbers means example 2, 4, 6, etc. It goes on like that. Okay. Now, here all these three cases, the first number I said, here it is 10, here it is 7, here it is 2 I said, right? So, suppose we do not know what is the first integer. Okay. So, come back to the first example, consecutive integers. I'm not telling the integer. In that case, when we do not know the integers, how do we assume the consecutive integers is x, x plus 1, x plus 2, etc. It goes on like that. That means 1 added to each number. So, here in the first case, I said 10 is the first integer. Then we said 11, 12, 13, etc. are the consecutive numbers. But when the first number is not known to you, we will assume the first number as x. Then the consecutive integers will be x plus 1, x plus 2, etc. Similarly, odd integers. So, first number I take it as x. Then what is the difference between the numbers here? 2. So, we write x, x plus 2, x plus 4, etc. Same is the case with even integers too. Because the difference between the even integers also, it is 2. So, we can write x, x plus 2, etc. are the consecutive even integers. Now, I am changing the word expression from the consecutive integers or odd or even to multiples of numbers. Consecutive multiples of, say an example of 3. So, we know the multiples of 3 start from 3, okay, 3, 6, 9, etc. So, what is the difference between these numbers? 3. So, we write, if we do not know the first number, x, then x plus 3, then x plus 6, etc. If I need the multiples of 5, how do we start? X, x plus 5, x plus 10, etc. So, the difference between the numbers will be the particular number. 5 means 5. If I say multiple of 6x, the next multiple will be x plus 6. Next one will be x plus 12, etc. going on. I hope you understood. So any multiples is given means, since it is a word multiple there, don't think that you have to multiply by it. No. We know that repeated addition is only multiplication. So keep on adding the number with the first integer. Okay. So this is some more word expressions to be translated in terms of algebraic expressions. Now let me go to the next question which we have to continue here is, we did till question number 4. Sorry, till 3. So we have to continue with the question number 4. Okay. So I hope all of you must have taken the textbook with you. Question number 4 from exercise 2.2, question number 4. Okay. Sum of the two numbers is 95. So sum is equal to 95. It's given that one number exceeds the other by 15 and find the numbers. It's given one number exceeds. So we learned that exceeds means it should be added. Other by 15 and find the numbers. So I told you, whenever you need to find out the variable to be chosen, read the question part. Question is find the numbers. So I'm going to take it as, let x be one number. Okay. If x be one number, the other number will be which one? Then the other number is equal to 15 number exceeded by 15. So plus 15 with x. Okay. The other number will be x plus 15. Now it is given that sum is 95. So what we do is x plus 15 is equal to 95. Now add the like terms. So here x and x to be added, we get 2x plus 15 is 95. So 2x is 95. This is taken to this side. So it becomes 95 minus 15. That is going to be 80. So x is going to be 80 by 2. That is 40. So this is the x value we are getting. So you have to write, therefore, the numbers are, the two numbers are 40 and 40 plus 15, 55. This is the answer. Okay. Now, let's go to the next question, that is question number 5. So again, you can read the question in your mind and find out what is the unknown in that question. Question is, two numbers are in the ratio 5:3 and they differ by 18. What are the numbers? Two numbers are there whose ratio is given as 5:3. So this concept already you have learned that when ratios are given, you can take the two numbers as, let the two numbers be 5x and 3x. Because when you take the ratio, those who do not know, note down, why did I take it? It is given ratio. Ratio means it is division. We cancel the common factor, the ratio becomes 5:3. So now we are doing the undo part or the reverse process. Ratio is given, we need the number, so we took the first number as 5x and second number as 3x. This is what we are doing when ratio is given. Okay. So I took the numbers as 5x and 3x. So which number will be the bigger one, 5x or 3x? Obviously, 5 times of x will be greater than 3x. Why did I ask you which one is greater is, in this question, the word expression is given as differ by, the two numbers differ by 18. So, the bigger number is 5x minus 3x is equal to, given that it is 18. The difference between the two numbers is 18 given. So 5x minus 3x will give you the answer 2x, that is equal to 18. So x is equal to 18 by 2, that is 9. So we are getting the value of x only, okay? The value of x only is, you are getting it here. Therefore, the two numbers are 5x and 3x, right? Which means 5 times of 9, that is 45, and 3 times of x is 27. You can verify whether the difference between the two numbers 45 and 27 is it equal to 18? Yes. Okay. I repeat this question. Those who have any doubt, please check. Do you get my explanation? If not, I'll give you a chance to clear the doubt. Okay. Please listen what I explain. It's given in the question, two numbers are in the ratio 5:3. This is the ratio given to you. Please do not raise the hand, children. I'm explaining it again. So, it's given ratio is 5:3. And the difference between the two numbers is given as 18. Okay? So, I took the two numbers as 5x and 3x. Since the ratio is given 5:3 means when you take the ratio of 5x to 3x, it means 5x divided by 3x. The common part will be cancelled. We get 5 by 3. That is why ratio should be written as 5:3. This is what normally we do. But now you have to do the reverse process since this is the given part. Okay? This is the given part. You need to know what are the numbers from here to here you need. Okay? This is the reverse one you are doing. So we take the numbers as 5x and 3x. And it is given the difference between the two numbers is 18. So the difference means bigger number is 5x, smaller number is 3x. It is clear. And difference is 2x. So x becomes 18 by 2. It is 9. So we get the two numbers as 5x is 45 and 3x is 27. I hope now it is clear. Okay. So let's move to the 6th question. Okay. Look at the 6th question now. It is 3 consecutive integers add up to 51. So when I started the class, I discussed with you how do we take the consecutive integers. Okay, consecutive integers means continuous numbers. Okay, consecutive means continuous. The 3 consecutive numbers add up to 51. So it is given to you sum is 51. Whose sum? Consecutive integers sum is given as 51. So we discussed already how do we take the 3 consecutive numbers or integers. So the 3 consecutive integers are, what is the difference then? X, then x plus 1 will be the next number will be x plus 2. Now it is given sum is 51. Children, please listen. I'll give you a chance, okay? I'll give you, please wait. 3 consecutive integers, we take it as x, x plus 1, x plus 2. So sum 51 means x plus, so this is the first integer. The second integer is x plus 1 and the third integer is x plus 2. Their sum is 51. I hope this equation understood. Okay. Sum of three consecutive integers is given as 51 means x, x plus 1, x plus 2. Now collect all the like terms, x plus x plus x. These are the like terms, you have it in this expression, plus the constant terms are the other set of like terms. This is equal to 51. Now x is added 3 times, so we get it as 3x plus 3 is equal to 51. So we can write 3x is equal to, bring the plus 3 to the other side, it becomes 48 because 51 minus 3 is 48. So x is equal to 48 by 3, that is 16. X value you got it, okay? That is this x value you got 16. So what will be the numbers? Therefore, the numbers are, okay, the first number is 16. Second one is x plus 1. 16 plus 1 is 17. Then next number is 16 plus 2, that is 18. So the numbers are 16, 17 and 18. I repeat the steps again. The question, it says that the three consecutive integers add up to 51. So we know the consecutive integers means they differ by 1. Each difference between each two consecutive numbers will be 1. So I took the three numbers as x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. According to the question, it's given sum 51 means x plus 1 plus x plus 2 is equal to 51. Collected the like terms, x from the three terms there, we get x plus x plus the next set of like terms are the constant terms, that is 1, 2. So 1 plus 2 together is equal to 51. So we get the equation as 3x plus 3 is equal to 51. So 3x is equal to 51 minus 3, that is 48. When you divide 48 by 3, you get the answer as 16. That's the value of x. We need to find out the three consecutive integers, that is 16, 17 and 18. I'll go to the seventh question. The seventh question is, sum of three consecutive multiples of 8 is 888. Find the multiples. So I already explained to you when it is given the multiples how to take the numbers. Okay. Sum of three consecutive numbers. So it is given sum is equal to 888. So multiples of 8 is given the question. So the three multiples will be, or let the three multiples of 8 be x, x plus 8 and x plus 16. Add 8 to each number. Okay, if I say the first integer, first number is multiple, I start with it is 16 means the next multiple of 8 will be 16 plus 8, 24, 10, 24 plus 8, 32. It goes on like that. Here I took the first number as x. Okay, so the next second multiple will be x plus 8 and the third multiple will be x plus 16. So do not take it as x, 8x, etc. Okay, that is wrong. So it is given sum is 888. That means x plus 8, that is the second number, plus the third number is x plus 16. This is equal to 888. Okay, we add the three multiples. Now collect the like terms, x plus x, all the x we collected together and the constant terms collected together to 8 plus 16, that is 888 we get. So when you add the x 3 times, we get 3x plus 16 plus 8 is 24. This is 888. So we get 3x is equal to, bring the 24 to this side. So when you minus 24, you will get 864. Okay. Now x is equal to 864 by 3. That is, how many times 3 goes in 8 is 2 times 26. So we get the number as 288. Therefore, the 3 numbers are 288 plus 8, 296 plus 8, 304. These are the 3 numbers. You can take as the multiples of 8, whose sum is equal to 888. So I repeat once again, the 3 multiples of 8, I took it as x plus 8, x plus 16, because you have to add 8 to each number to get the next multiple of 8. Sum is given as 888. So we substituted in the sum expression and collected the like terms. We get x plus x is equal to 3x, and 8 plus 16 is added up to 24. This part is already learned in the first exercise, how to convert, how to take the terms to the right side, how does the sign change, how does the operation change, okay? So 3x is 864, x is divided by 3, we get the answer as 288. So we took the 3 numbers, the answers are 288, 296 and 304. How to get it is, add 8 to 288, we get 296 plus 8 is going to be 304. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Children, you should have the textbook with you, and please read the question along with me when I read it. Okay, you can read it in your mind. 3 consecutive integers are such that when they are taken in increasing order, multiplied by 2, 3 and 4 respectively, they add up to 74. Find these numbers. I repeat the question. 3 consecutive integers, okay? 3 consecutive integers such that they are taken in an increasing order, and then they multiplied by 2, 3 and 4 respectively, added up to 74. Find the numbers. So let us start with, let the numbers be, let the 3 consecutive integers be, how to take it, the 3 integers, x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. This is the order you have to take it when it is given just the consecutive integers, x, x plus 1 and x plus 2. Now it is given when it is taken in the increasing order. If I say the number is 10, then next number will be 11, next number will be 12, and you can clearly find out which is the biggest one or the greatest one, because it's written that it is taken in increasing order and then they multiplied by 2, 3 and 4. So here x, x plus 1, x plus 2 are already in the increasing order. According to question, you can write according to question. According to question, okay. What happened? First number is multiplied by 2. So 2x, okay. The second number is multiplied by 3, 3 into x plus 1. And the third number is multiplied by 4, 4 into x plus 2. And they added up to, it is given that 74. Okay, please take care of the each word given. I said that it's a kind of translation, so you're going to translate each and every word expression to mathematical expression. Okay, I took the 3 numbers, x, x plus 1, x plus 2, etc. Now for the increasing order, it is already written, and these numbers are multiplied by 2, 3 and 4. It is added up to 74 is given. So plus is equal to 74. This is what given. It is added up to 74. Sum is 74. So now I am going to do the simplification in this step. This sign means it is implication only. Don't get any doubt regarding the sign. If you don't want, just repeat. That's it. Okay. So this is going to be 2 into x is 2x plus. Now use the distributive property here to open the bracket. 3 into x is 3x. That is 3 into x. 3 into 1. Okay. Please note down the calculations I am doing and do not make mistake in your calculation step. 3 into x plus 3 into 1 is 3. Then you have a plus sign there. Next bracket again open it using the distributive property. So we get 4x. Then 4 into 2 plus 8. This is equal to 74. So this is after you expanded the expression. Now I am going to collect the x terms. I have 2x, I have 3x and 1 4x is there. So bring it together. Now collect the next terms which is constant is 3 plus 8. This is equal to 74. Now 2 plus 3, 5. 5 plus 4, 9x. X plus 11 is equal to 74. So 9x is equal to 74 minus 11. That is 9x is equal to 63. So x is equal to 7. So the integers are, the numbers are. Our answer should be written in words, okay, because x and all we assumed. So 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 7 plus 2 is 9. These are the numbers, okay. I repeat the steps again. 3 consecutive integers, sum added up to, after multiplying with 2, 3, 4 is given as 74. So we assumed the consecutive integers as x plus 1, x plus 2. Now according to question, because why I wrote that is, it's given in the question that the 3 numbers are written in increasing order and then multiplied with the numbers 2, 3 and 4. 2, 3 and 4. So first number multiplied by 2, second number is multiplied by 3, third number is multiplied by 4. Then we added and we got the answer as 74. Now you have to open the bracket. One step more is here, not like the previous question, okay. So 2 into x is 2x. When you do here, 3 into x plus 1 is 3x plus 3. Okay, when you do 4 into x plus 2, you will get 4x plus 8, which is equal to 74. Now collected the like terms which contain x, 2x, 3x, 4x. The next like terms are the constant terms, that is collected to 3 and 8, which is equal to 74. So the like terms of x added up to 9x and the constant terms added up to 11. Then 9x becomes 74 minus 11. Remember, this is taken to other side, it becomes minus 11. Then when 9 is taken to the other side, it becomes division. Okay, so it is going to be x is equal to 7. Therefore, the numbers are 7, 8 and 9. Now, let's go to the next sum, that is 9th question. 9th question is the ages. This is very important, the age question, okay. I give an example for you to understand, okay. Whenever you find out the age, okay, age questions you do, it will be always connected with the present age, okay. The age what you are going to calculate, the person, if it is me or you, or in your house, your parent and you, your father and you, what is the relation between father and son, or father and daughter, mother and daughter, or mother and son. It will be always depending on the present age. Then, present age, before 5 years, you can take how old are you now? Most of you must be 13 years old, okay. So now, average I am telling, an 8th standard child should have completed 13 years. So, 5 years before, how old you were? So, 5 years before means 30, now you are 30. 5 years before, you were younger or older? Definitely you are younger, right? So 5 years before, 13 minus 5, you were 8 years old. That was the age 5 years before your age. Similarly, if I ask you how old you will be after 5 years, so you are 13 now, plus 5 you have to take whenever you find out after certain years. Okay? So please keep this in your mind and let us begin the question. It is given the ages of Rahul and Harun are in the ratio 5:7. It is given the ratio of Rahul and Harun. The ratio of their ages is 5:7. 4 years later, so 4 years later means after 4 years, the sum of their ages will be 56 years. What are their present age? So it's very clear from the question that the present age is to be calculated. So let me take the present age. Present ages of the two children, that is Rahul and Harun, be, what is the ratio given? 5:7. So we take it as 5x and 7x. Again I say this ratio is given as 5:7, right? This is after cancellation. So the numbers will be 5x and 7x, okay? So whenever ratio is there, this is the way you have to take it. So the two percentages is 5x and 7x. Now, what is given? 4 years later. So this is Rahul, okay? Rahul is 5x. This is the present age. And Harun is 7x. Now after 4 years later, what is the meaning of later? After 4 years, okay? So if you are 13 years old now, after 4 years, what will be your age? 13 plus 4, isn't it? So here Rahul is 5x. So what will be Rahul's age after 4 years? 5x plus 4. Similarly, Harun is 7x now. So what is his age after 4 years? 7x plus 4. Okay? I think this is clear. So after 4 years, you have to add the 4 with the percentage. At that time, the sum of the ages is given as 56. So sum after 4 years is 56 is given. 56 is given. So how do we find out is present age to find out? Okay, so we are going to add the two ages, 5x plus 4. Okay, this is Rahul's age. Harun is 7x plus 4. Sum is equal to 56. Now collect the like terms. 5x plus 7x, okay, plus 4 plus 4 is 56. This is 12x plus 8 is equal to 56. So 12x is 48. Again bringing to the other side. So x become 48 by 12, that is 4. So their present ages are, what will we take it as present age? 5x and 7x. So 5 4s are 20, okay, 20, and 7x is 28. So Rahul is 20 years and Harun is 28 years. When you write the last answer, write with the unit, okay? So Rahul is 20 years and Harun is 28 years. I repeat the answer. It is given ratio. If you want, you can note down even the ratio given is 5:7. This is given in the question, okay? So we took the present ages as 5x and 7x. So I made the column for you to reduce the long sentences when you are writing, okay? You can make a column, everyone will understand it. No need to write the long sentences that after 4 years what will be Rahul's age, and after 4 years what will be Harun's age. So just make it a column. I took it as 5x, 7x, 5x plus 4, 7x plus 4. Sum is 56. Sum after 4 years is 56. I substituted the value of the two ages, 5x plus 4, 7x plus 4. Collected the like terms, we get it as 12x plus 8 is equal to 56. So 12x is equal to 48, x is equal to 48 by 12, 4. This is the x value, don't think that this is the age, okay? Age is 5 times of 4 and 7 times of 4. So that's it. So we did today from question number 4 to 9. So these 5 questions, this is a homework. I'm not giving any extra homework to you. Practice these questions 2 times in your notebook and send it to your respective maths teachers. Okay, children? That's a homework. Okay? Thank you.